without having those types of attributes, and that's what you look for in a Super Bowl team. Character, confidence. These guys don't lack for either one of those. Now they're here. Now they're ready to win.
Meanwhile, our NFC champions, they have gone through a lot to get where they are. Everybody knows their story this season. What's the key for them as they start this Super Bowl?
Let's go full cliche on this one because it works. Remember what got you here. Been a winning formula all season long. This is a team that when we saw them in the preseason, we said they look like a group that has what it takes to be a Super Bowl winning team. And we've been proven right by what we've seen throughout the season.
First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. This short throw caught by Goddard. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that's going to bring up second down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. Well, so much for that possession.
Yeah, I think he tried to do a little too much there, partner. He tried to keep it himself. Ended up getting buried in the backfield, and that brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. This is taken around the 12. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played. And his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Steps away to his left. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the result. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. Got him in. It's Brown. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And the Eagles with a dime look. 6 DBs on 3rd down. Trying for it with P-Ryan. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. 9 yards on the pickup there. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot. getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. If you're these receivers, you got to be ready, because when he's going to throw it quick on that RPO, he's going to throw it quick.
And this is why you spend time with your guy either in the offseason, during the week, the whole bundle. Because sometimes it's just telepathy. You both see the same thing, and he knows get the ball to him right away.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Touchdown! Mahomes finding the talented DeAndre Hopkins. And the Chiefs are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's finished off by the touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a fake on the jet sweep as he'll go instead with Barkley. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Hurts. Quick slant here to Smith. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3 and out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, that run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
2nd down. Here's Barkley again. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They go play action with Hurts.
It's caught. Smith. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down.
Throwing is Hurts.
And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith.
And Devontae going to pick up the Eagles first down as he'll get this down to the 32.
It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here's Hurts to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
He'll get this out to Barkley complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 17-yard line. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it.
Over the middle to Smith. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
A handoff to Barkley on the option.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
They'll try and run the option.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts
doing it himself from 9 yards out.
And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this Super Bowl at 7.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. it's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and a 9-yard run on the end of it. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
In motion right is Hopkins.
He's going to handle it on the touch pass.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
We are just getting started here at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. 1 quarter in the books.
7-all is the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
And we are back and ready to go for the second quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Well, welcome back to the date on the calendar we circle every year. Super Bowl Sunday. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis here with you as we get set to begin quarter 2.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
3rd and 8.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack.
That's George Karlaftis, who fought his way through the line to bury him.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. And this one complete to Smith. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Back to throw now on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 6.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
George Karlaftis, his 2nd sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. Under pressure, they got him again.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. They were trying to set up a screen there, but that one just too slow in developing.
Yeah, too slow in developing and well read, because that ends up being a bad feeling for the quarterback. When he's got no blocking in front of him, his guys are just going to let defenders go, and they're coming for him. So if it's not there, you just got to throw the ball at the turf at your running back's feet.
Here's Braden Mann now,
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback.
And the Chiefs offense ready to go again. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
In motion, the tight end Kelce. To throw, it's Mahomes.
Quick slant to Brown.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 12 yards in a Kansas City first.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
This will be caught once again by Brown. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. Mahomes to throw once more. It's Kelce on the ground. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 34-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Open man here. It's the tight end Kelce. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 33 yards that time.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes taking it in from a yard out. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Well, the big play prior to this one got him down there, and they're able to stick it in on the very next snap.
And I think those last two plays, that's what you're talking about, balance, right? Big pass play, puts them in position, turn right around and hand it off, and you've got a running play that finishes it off in the end zone.
Butker now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. That time a 6-play drive. And it was all capped by Patrick Mahomes using his legs to get in the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Hurts.
They'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 36.
Hurts. This pass hauled in by Dotson.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and a couple.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. They'll set up to throw. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
It'll be Hurts on the option.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he's stopped in the backfield. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, he'd had success earlier in the drive keeping it himself. Not here, though.
And sometimes when you have that kind of success, you can fall in love with the option a little bit too much and not give the defense credit for making adjustments themselves. And that play starts to lose its effectiveness.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him.
Two minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
This a 33-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Now Mahomes.
They'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards that time.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now here's Mahomes. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Mahomes now to throw.
That's into the hands of Worthy.
They'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Now 2nd and 3.
And again, it's Mahomes.
Throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Gray.
Well, they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Here's Mahomes to throw.
Got a man over the middle, Worthy.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Mahomes going to throw.
Looking sideline, and that's caught by Hopkins.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Red zone trip so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw is Mahomes. It's complete to Brown, right side. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Butker's kick here is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return.
So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3.
And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
Now throw right side taken in by the tight end Gray.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Milton Williams there on the tackle.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. Open man, it's the tight end, Kelsey. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 27 yards there, a first down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. To throw, it's Mahomes. Finding Gray on the out route. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 15 yards down to the 15 and a first down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Throwing the out route here, and it's complete to Kelsey.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Now it's Mahomes again. This will be caught just inside the 10. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
This will be caught at about the 6.
And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. Throwing now is Mahomes. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop him. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
2nd down and goal. Mahomes.
And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3.
3rd and goal, a big play in this Super Bowl.
From the gun, it's Mahomes.
He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Butker's kick here is good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
ready at the line. This Philly offense set to go.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone. This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Good clean play, no flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now here comes Kansas City. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. But we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive. And he's going to profess that he was happy to get points. And we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Back to throw here. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle.
And Kelsey's going to have a Chiefs first down as he's up to the 44-yard line.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Brown goes in motion left.
Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7.
He'll look to throw. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, it's Pacheco.
Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
That's George Karlaftis greeting him behind the line with a big stop.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Smith in motion right. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Out route pass complete to Goddard.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. In motion right, one of the tight ends. Working from the gun, Mahomes.
Able to find Gray here.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Now Mahomes.
Looking for Gray and finding him once again.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Mahomes now to throw. This will be caught by Brown. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
So that's the end of 3 here in Super Bowl 59 from Caesars Superdome. The 4th and final quarter coming right up. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back in the Super Bowl. Time to decide who gets to hoist that Lombardi trophy as we begin the 4th and final quarter of action. Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the 4th and final quarter. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a 1st. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game And trusting this quarterback, I think he can take.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
And the Eagles are right back in this football game. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
And we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points, and they need them badly. Trailing here in the fourth quarter as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
They go play action with Hurts.
They'll roll him out, and they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. Well, there is still time to recover from this. It remains a 2-score game, even with the 2 points there, but let's just say things not trending in the right direction.
I like that phrase. I'm going to say it along with you. Things are definitely not trending in the right direction. They needed something on that drive. Instead, they gave up 2 points and a lot of hope.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. He'll look to set up his blockers.
Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again. And they have been the better of the 2 sides to this point with a 2-score lead. 4th quarter of this Super Bowl. And the Lombardi Trophy within reach as they start this drive, 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down right at the 45. The drive there is they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. His throw incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Up the middle, here's Pirine. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And Kelsey's going to have a Chiefs first down as he'll get it down inside the 25.
4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. Here's Mahomes to throw.
No hesitations, they go right back to Kelsey.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. Toss right side to Pacheco.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Again, it's Pacheco.
And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So when you factor in the safety, this now a 5-point swing.
And look, I'm not going to turn away a 5-point swing because 5 points, that's valuable. Don't get me wrong on this. But if they could have taken that safety and added 7 to it, now you're talking about a really big swing.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
And the Chiefs now getting set to go.
They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes.
Pass to Brown. He's got it on the crossing route.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 21. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. Well, a clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Looking to throw is Mahomes.
Throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Gray.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's second down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on second down. In motion, the tight end Kelsey. Now here's Mahomes. This will be caught just inside the 10.
And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
He'll drop this off to Pacheco.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal. Mahomes to throw once more. And Brown's got it for a Chiefs touchdown.
2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Chiefs are feeling good as they extend their lead in the Super Bowl. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. Those Super Bowl hopes that they had really dwindling now here in the fourth quarter. That NFC crown that they got 2 weeks ago seems like a distant memory as they have been outplayed tonight. Hurts and the Eagles come up here first and 10
at their own 28-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
Looking for Dotson, and he's got him.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
He's got Smith here. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Hurts.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jenkins. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
It's complete to Brown, right side. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3. Throwing is Hurts.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes headed back onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off.
I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. And the Kansas City Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them. A fantastic season.
And they are the Super Bowl champs. The Lombardi Trophy is theirs, and so are bragging rights for an entire season. What a season it has been. Feels like we have been there every step of the way. Our entire crew doing a wonderful job. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. For all those guys, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off. We'll talk to you next season right here on EA Sports.